keynote speaker is an individual who is not only educational, intelligent, inspiring, and witty, but he's also got a huge heart. And when I had an opportunity to meet with Gopal and talk to him and find out about some of the work he's doing for people in need, it was truly inspiring. Gopal K. Kapur, the founder of the Center for Project Management, consults, writes, and educates in the public and private sectors as a noted authority on project management. Before arriving in the U.S. from India, he graduated summa cum laude with a diploma in civil engineering. He has authored college-level textbooks on IBM Assembler, so that means he's been around a long time, COBOL, and his latest is on project management. Gopal has lectured at Harvard University, the University of California, Brookings Institute, Commonwealth Club, and served as a member of the Harvard Policy Group. So now you know where you rank, right? He is awarded the Distinguished Achievement Award for his contributions to education by the President of India. He is the founder of Family Green Survival, which is one of the reasons that we have so bought into this program and a reason for sticking around for just a few minutes after Gopal finishes his presentation. This is a not-for-profit with a mission to improve the nutrition quality of food provided to families facing hunger. He is the developer of a highly nutritious and tasty bag of life meals that are distributed free of cost through food banks. So join me in welcoming a man of great heart, great passion, and great vision, Gopal Kapur.
Thank you, Russ, for a kind and generous introduction. So let's talk about project management. Last night, about 9 o'clock, I was thinking about this, preparing myself, and I heard on the TV, I had it tuned to the public network, they're going to do a special on SM, and I said, oh, social media, I should listen to that because we all need to learn to manage social media better. So I got a cup of coffee, sat down, and it started, well, I had misheard it. It was not SM social media, it was S&M, sadomasochism. And well, I was tuned, so I thought I'll listen to it. And the very first thing they mentioned was 32% of people who practice S&M are IT types. You know, I've been in IT for a long time, and I said, okay, now, how many of my friends? Is it Bill? Is it John? Is it, who all is in there? So I thought I'd do my own survey, and you maybe saw me walk around to different tables this morning. And I asked a number of people, did you see the show last night on S&M? They all said, no, I missed it. I was all tied up last night. All right. The organizations become successful if they take an idea and deliver it as a successful project. Let's look at an example of our neighbor, Oregon. I'm doing some research. I do a class at the Kennedy School on executive development and project management, and we do a lot of research for that. The $50 million, the moment I hear a $50 million, I know it's failure written all over it. You cannot build an IT project that's $50 million and be successful. Now, if you broke it down into $10 million project or $7 million project, probability is high, but $50 million, that failure written all over it, but they insist on doing it, so the project failed to go live in 2013. You think they would have learned from it? No. IT people also are gamblers with other people's money. So they say, well, I'll see your 50 and raise you a couple $100. Well, a couple $100 million, so they did a project at $250 million. How does somebody approve a $250 million project? I don't know. If you read my book on project management, we suggest a public shame of people who do stuff like this. A post in front of the building where you tie people with Velcro and you throw tomatoes at them for doing that. So now, that project that has come in. So let's talk about these. So the very first thing is treating half-baked ideas as real projects. It goes on. How does it go on? Well, there is a executive, well-intentioned executive, and that's the big gear. That's the executive. And they, by chance, have a half-baked idea. Now, I know that the state legislature a few years ago passed a law in California that no half-baked ideas are allowed in any of the state buildings, right? But they sneak in, they are clever, they sneak in. And do you have any? So because if you say yes, you're stuck with it. If you say no, they kick you out, get the next person till somebody says yes. And if somebody, says yes, they put in. So people ask me, do you have any solution? Yes, of course we have solutions. The very first one is everybody look here. When they say to you, can you do it by August 15th? You don't do this, you don't do this. You do the South Indian response, which is, and so depending on Socratic dialogue, which is the teaching of Socrates, that you ask people open-ended positive questions with a positive view to see if they understand what they're talking about and help them reach a good conclusion. So we came up with a set of 10 questions. And the questions are not asked in that order, not asked in one sitting, but these are the questions I want to ask of the person who has an idea. In fact, when they call me, they have an idea. I say, what's your email? I'm going to send you 10 questions. Think about it. We'll have coffee. We'll talk about it. So I'd like you to do this. On your table, would you please turn to people and ask each other or tell them, does in your agency, in your department, do you have a process to scrub half-baked ideas before they are moved up? 10 seconds. Tell your table, please. And sponsorship is not a spectator support. Coach is not a spectator support. The coach traveled with the team, suffers with the team, enjoys with the team, and not sitting on the side giving signals and all that. So very important to do. So possesses sponsorship skills. So where do they come from? This is the complexity diagram in your CAPMM, which we are pleased that we designed that for state of California. So the projects that fit all in the high complexity diagram needs to have a certified sponsor. So I need a sponsor and a project manager. I don't need multiple sponsors. So many people have multiple sponsors. Now I have 3 lines of communication. Then they put 2 project managers in. He said, we have very complex projects. We have 1 sponsor, that's all we need. So where do project sponsors come from? Do colleges and universities train them? Very little. When we did the program at Harvard, I studied all 10 universities in the country. None of them had a sponsor executive training program. In-house, very minimal. So where do you get sponsors? This stands for scum of the earth. He said, that's how they treat me. They don't come to meeting on time. They don't read the agenda. And the meeting come to a meeting, they're updating their telephones, cooking, and exchanging. And this is a study, research of 64 project managers, and we taught them how to self-assess, and this was from them to us, and you see gaps. You see the gap in the expectation management. You see the gap in leadership management. You see the gap in negotiation. So this is what you need to do with a project manager. You need to educate them, you need to train them, they need to practice their craft, we need to hold them accountable, we need to teach them discipline, they need to show performance, then we can get them certified. This is what we need to do. Filter out half-baked ideas, ensure effective sponsorship, and on and on and on, and then have a robust project portfolio. So those are the sins not to commit. So we say to people, sin no more. May I hear amen? Thank you very much.